Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a 2-page layout using the Hello Again collection from Doodlebug. I originally had sketched out a layout for these photos using the My Life 365 collection, but once I saw this rainbow paper, I thought it was perfect for these Disney photos. So in one of them, the cast members or whoever added a rainbow to the photo. And so I decided to kind of play along with the rainbow theme. Rainbows are not something that I normally use, and so it was kind of fun to use this paper. So what I ended up doing is I think I cut the rainbow paper 5 inches, and I'm going to place that on either end of the 2-page layout. And then I used the back side, which is a bright pink paper. I believe that is 1 inch, and I am going to place that next to the rainbow paper. I have several photos here that I will be documenting in front of the castle, and so it's just a kind of different layout for me. One, kind of just using the rainbows, which I don't normally do, and then 2, not using any Disney themed products for this layout. So just had a lot of fun using this new collection. New to me, I guess. I don't really know how old it is, but yeah, it was fun using it for maybe something a little bit different. So I have, 6 photos I am going to be using. I am going to kind of use the 2 larger photos on the outsides and then have the smaller photos on the inside of the layout. I am not 100% sure what size the 2 larger photos are, to be completely honest. They are not 4x6 by any means. I must have done a grid pattern on an 8x10 piece of paper, because even maybe I think that's the 2 photos I'm going to have on page 1 are different sizes as well. Those are not 3x4. So I'm not 100% sure how or when I printed these, what size they are. What I decided to do is actually make a kind of pocket with with the larger photo on page 2. I'm going to do kind of a pocket behind it because there was a journaling cut apart that was perfect. I think it said magical memories or something. Can't remember 100%. Now, the pocket is something that is different for me as well. I have not actually done a pocket really with scrapbooking. And so I had to kind of measure, I wanted the extra space around the edges kind of as a mat. And then I needed a little bit of extra width and whatnot for the scoring as well. So I miscalculated the first one. Thankfully, I had another scrap of this pink here. So that is what I am trying to work on. So I am going to score, I'm not sure if I do 1/4 or 1/2 an inch on the edges here, but I will score it so that I can fold it under, and then obviously I scored the bottom as well. Again, this is something new for me. If you have tips and tricks, let me know in the comments, please. So what I end up doing then is cutting out the square where I guess the scoring meets on the bottom so that I could then fold up the pocket. And I guess I was thinking I didn't tape kind of the edges down on the back side. Maybe I needed to do that first, or maybe use a stronger adhesive. That might have worked. I think once it's in the page protector, it will be fine. But it kind of sticks up a little bit right now, to the point that I'm worried that it might not stay, I guess. Okay, so it doesn't say magical memories. It says, I think, memories of a lifetime or something. And I just wanted to make a pocket so I could document this trip, and kind of hide that in the pocket. Again, just trying to expand my skill set, I guess. I don't know if that's how you would say it, but bring new elements to my scrapbooking. I learned so much at She Loves Color, but I'm still hesitant to kind of bring that home now and try it at home. I'm not, I don't know. There's still a learning curve, I guess. And I think that's why I've struggled a little bit staying motivated to create my sister's mini album, because there is a learning curve. And I want to add those interactive elements on like every page. And I think I also need to know that it's okay not to add those elements to every page. But yeah, struggling with some newer projects and completing those, or coming up with ideas too to complete those. So sidetrack, sorry, back to the layout. I love this striped paper so much that I have it in a couple of carts because I want more of it. I decided to mat the photos on I guess the smaller photos on each page with white, and then that striped paper. I wanted to bring in more of the colors. So my title is going to be My Happy Place. That just happened to be a title in this collection. And I guess the problem is the place, you can see it at the very top of the screen right now, is green. And there's not much green in the rest of the layout. So by incorporating that striped paper, that helps bring in a little bit more green. So kind of why I wanted to use that striped paper as well. So you get the gist of kind of where my, the photos are going to be placed, the base of the layout. Now it's a matter of kind of honing in on embellishing. I still do have to mat both of the smaller photos on page 1, but I am kind of playing around with the embellishments. I was hoping that there were more rainbows in the ephemera that I have, but I didn't find too many more. So I did start to incorporate some flowers into the collection as well, or into the layout, sorry. There was that stamp with the rainbow on it, so I will try to use that on page 2. I loved The Best Time Ever. A couple of the sayings were just perfect for Disney. My Happy Place, The Best Time Ever, Memories of a Lifetime. I just felt like that all really fit with a Disney trip. So definitely not Disney themed, but had a couple of great pieces for a Disney layout. So decided to kind of spruce up that top a little bit. So I'm going to add a tag to make that cluster a little less busy, I guess. And then overlap the Best Time Ever speech bubble onto that. And then I do have some doodle pops that go with the collection, some flowers. And so I did add a couple of those to the top cluster as well. But that, I think, is going to finish off that cluster at the top. And then I decided to move on back to page 1. And here's where I will mat these 2 photos. I won't make you watch it. But I guess before that, I'm going to pop up my title on foam tape and commit to the placement of my title here at the top. And apparently I'm really getting ahead of myself because I do decide to kind of work on the bottom left cluster here with that tag. So I'm going to add the tag and the flower or the floral cluster. There was a nice phrase sticker that I decided to use, and it worked really nicely on the bottom of my photo there. And then looking at that, I do find a second one, I think in the ephemera it must be, that I am going to add underneath of I think it's gold, that gold sticker at the bottom of that photo. So again, just getting ahead of myself, but I will end up matting the photos here. With the stripe paper, it is important when you mat, if it's important to you, to really pay attention to the direction of the stripe. So I really wanted all the stripes to go across the page, and so that meant I kind of had to pay attention to where I placed my photos on the paper when I decided to map my photos. So now that that's kind of done, I will kind of work on finishing these clusters, I guess, playing around with different placements of the doodle pops here. And I do decide to add it to the top right of my title, and I added it up there because that is white. I felt like on the rainbows it was just too busy, and so by adding it to the other side on the white paper, one, it helped kind of fill in some of that white space a little bit, but then two, you definitely get maybe to enjoy the doodle pops a little bit more instead of them getting lost on the busy paper. So down to the bottom cluster here, that just committing to that saying, and then that stamp. And because I have kind of a big floral cluster on page 1, I do want to incorporate that over to page 2 as well. So going through some of the ephemera, trying to find kind of the right colors maybe, or the right size of floral clusters to bring over to page 2. And really, I don't know, I just love how this one turned out, and I'm so thankful that I tried something different with a different collection than trying to maybe force myself to use the Disney collections for all of my Disney layouts. So adding another phrase sticker to the bottom, and then another floral piece there. I thought I used up all of the doodle pops, but apparently not. Apparently there were a couple of larger flower, I always want to say flower or floral doodle pops. And then the top was just a little bit too white for me, so I did just kind of throw in these arrows a little bit. Nothing too crazy, nothing too busy, but it just brought some color to the top. All of these phrase stickers were just too wide. I needed something thinner if I was going to add something else to that. And then just to finish off the layout, I went into this Bella Boulevard sticker sheet I have here, and there were just some solid colored puffy stickers that I added to each of the tags, and I really think that is just about going to finish off this layout. I will definitely link the Hello Again collection down below, and I am learning that it does match pretty well with the Just Because Bella Boulevard collection. So if for whatever reason the store doesn't have much of this, definitely check out the Just because they are, I don't know, they do match pretty well together. So again, I will link it down below, but I hope you guys enjoyed this 2-page layout, and we will see you next time. Bye guys.